So, how does music kind of fit into your life? You said you went to school on a music scholarship. What do you do with music now?
Yeah. Well, you know what? Now music is just for enjoyment for me. So it's something that, and I'll gloss over a little bit of this, that I was kind of unable to do for a while, in my life, just because it wasn't something that was good for what I was doing as far as the relationship I was in and stuff. But now I'm just kind of enjoying it. We don't really watch a lot of television around here. So my girls and we either listen to music or we listen to podcasts. My youngest daughter plays the cello, so we're having a lot of fun with that.
Yay!
I've been forced to listen to K-pop a lot, which is, I don't know, that's God's way of getting back at me for the things I did to my parents.
Oh, God.
But it's really bad. You ever listen to K-pop?
My brother absolutely loves K-pop and J-pop and all of that jazz, so I hear it all of the time. Yes.
Yes, Thanksgiving is usually him coming over and educating me on all the new K-pop that's come out in the past year.
So you get to be hip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I do a little bit of singing with my dad still. He teaches, and so he's always trying to rope me back into stuff. Who knows?
Nice. Yeah. Well, did he do private lessons, or is he...
Yeah, he teaches privately.
Nice.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I should hit him up for lessons.
I know, right?
Learn how to do this thing someday.
I think you're doing pretty good, Nick. I think you're doing pretty good. So, but yeah, it was a lot of years of not being able to do certain things, so it's crossed my mind to kind of get back into it a little bit. But music's definitely a part of every part of my life.
That's awesome.
That's the angry mom inside right there.
What? Just like one of these days.
There's a lot of years I couldn't do the things I wanted to.
No.
So...
I'm trying to be very cool and calm about like not bringing up really personal stuff on a Liberty podcast.
That's for you. I'm all about the dirt.
Okay.
It's fun.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah, I was kind of prevented from doing a lot of shows and things like that, basically. So I gave it up for a while, but life is different now, and I've got new paths. So
that is the awesome thing about a second or third or fourth act. You can do that in life.
She meant second or third or fourth marriage, because she looked at me.
No, I only had one of those.
Really? That's where we're taking this? I'm just going to throw things at you now.
No, I'm taking it as you looked directly at me as you said second act, and I'm like, way to point it out. How am I supposed to feel over here,
Dang.
woman?
Like, okay.
It's really okay. She did
little,
talk shit on the first act earlier today. So
there you go.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to be very gracious and not do any of that stuff. Yeah, it's not really working.
This is the puff piece of Liberty. We don't need to get too
Oh gosh. I'm really, really trying hard not to swear. Because as you know, I'm one of those Christian type of people, but I actually don't think swearing is a sin. And so I fight with Christians about this a lot.
I've never really gotten that whole thing, actually.
I mean, it says very specifically not to take the Lord's name in vain.
Right.
That's it.
Which is a completely different thing than saying shit or damn or whatever the hell you want to say.
Yeah.
Or saying shit, god damn.
Well, that is taking the Lord's name in vain, technically.
But you have to say it with that type of Southern accent when you do it,
right?
No, that's actually a song. Like,
oh no, I buy that.
It's the Eagles of Death Metal.
Oh God.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with them. They're not in my rotation yet. But
you actually, I'm gonna be honest. You might actually like them.
Jesse Hughes is a really interesting character in that I think he comes from kind of a similar background.
No, Jesse Hughes is a I think he's a minister now.
Yeah,
legally a minister. And he was raised in like Southern Baptist tradition. Yeah.
So he knows how it is, actually.
He's a real weird conundrum in that he's led an awful, ungodly life. And he preaches God while doing that.
Well, I can't speak for him per se, but I would say I came from a little bit more of a strict, I wouldn't say super evangelical background, but a lot of when I came over to Liberty and I started thinking a little bit differently about, aggression and owning yourself, I let go of a lot of those things, and my faith has remained, but it's shaped quite differently than it used to be. So that had a lot to do with it. And I don't necessarily, I'm not a fan of the whole, judge other people who sin differently than you. That's not in Christ's teaching at all.
And I can say this, coming from the other side, like, I am one of those people that doesn't straight up doesn't particularly care for Christians outright because they've been on the wrong side of a lot of history. A lot of it.
Oh, for sure.
And honestly, coming to the libertarian movement has done a lot to kind of assuage my bad feelings about Christianity.
Aw, yay.
And that, I meet people like you.
Okay, so are we going to get you baptized today, or?
No, God, no.
Can we put you down on a roll?
But I am less likely today to be actively out there saying we need to murder all Christians and the world will not be a good place until we do that.
Well, good for us.
So
isn't that a beautiful thing though? How liberty can bring us together,
it was one of my big
I think
draws.
That's pretty awesome.
It was. I always tell people the idea that me and Tom Woods can say, let's agree to disagree on this.
There you go.
We'll
Yes,
just do our
I know
thing.
we had talked a little bit about in our voluntary society, which of course is probably going to happen within the next few weeks. But
I don't know. I mean, we are getting tweeted out by the president, so we'll see what happens there.
Oh yeah, that's pretty awesome. Actually, I saw that. Oh, some of those arguments. Anyways, you were saying how you wouldn't, basically don't hurt people, don't take their stuff. You leave me alone if we want to make voluntary associations. And you said you wouldn't live and probably voluntarily in Tom Wood's world. Well, I don't know if I necessarily would either, but I don't know if I would live in your world. So I could just kind of be that highway in between or something.
Mine's going to be where the degenerates are, for sure.
Yes.
I am by far a more accepting person. Like, I'll accept a lot of things. Christianity and religion in general is just one. That's my thing.
And that's funny too, because we both have kind of a small social media presence and deal with people. And I'm kind of lately, I'm working on a little project, but I don't want to say too much about it right now. Kind of uniting libertarians of all stripes. And I came from the right, and so I kind of gravitated initially to a lot of, and not that there's actually such a thing as right or left libertarian, you're free or you're not, but maybe socially on the right. And I stopped being there so much because I don't like a lot of those. It's almost this, all it is about being anti-leftist, and they're embracing a lot of things that really aren't libertarian ideas. And of course, the left can be very guilty of that too. But I thought, why can't we just all kind of, unite for liberty? I just think it's very strange, these factions in libertarianism. But I suppose that happens with all groups of people.
Well, you're talking about about people who spend an inordinate amount of time thinking about things. And
yes.
I'll be honest, it's a core drive of this show is to, hey, let's stop and think about other stuff a little bit, please.
Yes.
I don't think this ends well.
Culture,
all
I think that's
about
awesome.
Is,
yeah.
The philosophy. So, but
well,
yeah,
I think the philosophy is not very good if you can't live it out in your day-to-day life,
Well, and that's what's funny is I do think libertarians do very well living it out in their day-to-day lives, considering we managed to live in a world where no one is like us.
Yes, and no one likes us.
I mean, how excited was everybody to get together and actually see real libertarians in person when we had our little Muses get together a couple weeks ago?
That was so fun, and I was so excited there was another girl there. Thank you, Lizzie.
It was awesome.
Look, I knew it was going to be awkward if I didn't bring her, so kind of had to make it happen.
Yeah. Thank you. Everybody was super cool. I want to just smash that myth. Right. About libertarian men. Of course, there's a few creepers here and there. What group of people doesn't? But for the most part, I've always been treated well. I don't understand maybe it's just women wanting attention or something, but I don't know. Well, everybody's always been cool with me.
Well, what I will say is that, and I'm sorry, biology is on my side on this. Men's brains do not function properly during certain testosterone does fucked up things to you. I'll just say that.
Yes.
Okay. Your brain stops.
Why are you tempering yourself? Is it because it's Sunday morning and you're about to be baptized?
Oh, I'm not tempering. I'm not tempering myself. I am slow on the uptick because it's too fucking early.
Oh, there you go.
Yes. No, and this is true. But all in all, when you get to know people as individuals, I found that men have treated me for the most part, with a lot of respect. And it's actually opened a lot of doors for me.
Like, I am positive that I have done and said awful things. When, as Big J. Okerson would put it, when your balls are full, you are not the person that your parents love. You got to empty them and become that person.
I see. Well, there you go.
I want to so bad make a P a sword on the balls reference. I feel like that wouldn't properly represent what I want to put forward.
Nice.
But all right. So what's the best concert you've ever been to?
Best concert I've ever been to. You're gonna laugh at this one.
I'm not.
So I thought about this more. It was Depeche Mode.
That's a good concert.
Yeah, it was a really good concert. It may have been a few years ago, which is really strange because I'm 29.
I now see why you and Mike Maher get along.
You know what? Mike and I have very different tastes, but a few things we do overlap on that, and then we also have similar philosophical leanings. So, but yeah, I do. It was a good concert. It was really good.
Nice.
Tom Petty was good too, but that was probably for other reasons.
Look, Jesus put it here. That's
Yes.
what I'm saying.
Right. There you go.
I don't partake of that myself, but I don't particularly see why people dislike it so much.
I'm sorry,
There's
hon.
so much work.
If you're at a Tom Petty concert, you partook of it.
It's just in the air.
You know,
you can't walk through that cloud and not get a little stoned.
That's funny.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh, Tom Petty.
Actually, hello.
Yeah, sorry, my
I think
phone
we might have
rang.
got a little disconnected there.
We absolutely did. My phone rang from work. So
Yeah, but
Work? You mean you have a job?
I know,
besides
right?
This? What?
I have too many jobs, according to my parents, and don't spend enough time with my kid.
she's around here somewhere, isn't she?
She is.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's been wandering through the studio as we do this.
As you do.
Aw.
Yeah.
But actually, it's funny you mentioned that about the Tom Petty concert because I remember I took a gal. I got the tickets for free or something. And I took a gal I worked with. And yes, I say gal, and yes, I sound like I'm from Minnesota, even though I've never been to the state of Minnesota. So I just wanted to put that out there. But
Yay, Midwest.
Minnesota is a state of mind.
oh, you betcha. But a very sweet young girl, probably she never even touched a drop of alcohol.
I need to.
And she got high at the Tom Petty concert too.
Mention, I miss Life with Louie.
Life with Louie.
Life with Louie is one of the best shows of my youth.
All right, fair enough.
Louie
I miss
Anderson
Alf.
was so ridiculous.
Oh, Alf was awesome.
Yeah. Louis Anderson drives me to the pits of insanity now. You have to be insane. Oh my God.
That voice.
Okay. I actually, this will open this up. I think that nobody on this earth sounds sexier than Fran Drescher.
So there you go.
So you take that for what it is.
What in God's
Right? I do love Fran
Poor
Drescher,
man.
but
Strange proclivities, I'm aware.
I'm not going to lie and pretend I haven't seen every episode of The Nanny, but
Right.
that was actually under duress. My mother made me watch
and
that
I'm not
show.
gonna lie.
oh no.
Fran Drescher was smoking hot back in the day too.
Oh yeah. She doesn't.
She was, but she kind of
doesn't look
got.
bad.
She look a little broke now.
I mean, I think
You know?
that's part of that lifestyle.
Yeah.
That show is worth a watch.
What was Fran Drescher doing?
I mean, she was in Saturday Night Fever, so I assume a lot of blow.
Yeah.
Okay. God, I never figured Fran for a girl that didn't blow. But you know what? You've opened my eyes, Nick.
Well, there you go.
I'm going to be honest. I just assumed that everybody who was on TV in the 90s did
Just-
blow.
That's awful. Hopefully
Yeah.
not true. But whatever.
I mean, if you look at most of them, I don't know if it's really guessing too much.
Yeah, fair enough.
Except for Joey.
Yeah. Wait, which Joey are we referring
Like
to?
Joey Tribbiani, Joey?
Yeah, wasn't it Matt LeBlanc?
Matt LeBlanc?
I think he was a good boy.
Oh, fair enough.
Why?
I don't know, because I want him to have been one. It would be
Okay.
an oxymoron of his character he played. I like to imagine him as like being a really devout Christian conservative.
I see. So now I understand your affinity for Joey now. It's weird.
Hey, you know what? Friends was a legit good show, though. I don't care if it was super popular. That was a good show. I'm trying to make my kids watch it.
I watched the whole thing in syndication, like after the fact. I probably wouldn't have waited like till next week to see what happens, but it was okay in syndication. It was cool.
I mean, I watched.
You're like, it was kind of
it.
crap, but that's okay.
No, I watched more of it than I ever cared to. I dated a girl who had the whole box set.
Oh God,
Back in like the mid-aughts.
that's a little more hardcore than even I'm comfortable with. But okay.
She also had the.
And did you watch the
box
whole
set.
thing with her?
No, that would have never happened.
Okay, because that would have proved your theory that men do really stupid things. They're cheating with something else.
Well, no, me watching it at all was pretty incredible.
Nice.
Yes.
So, all right.